Hello students, I welcome you all to the recorded sessions of English that make learning quite easy and enjoyable for you all. Students, you already know that the ninth lesson Bholi is still ongoing through our recorded sessions and we have to just pick it up. But in my opinion, I should first recapitulate whatever I have explained you so far in this lesson. So let's start now. Beta, the story Bholi opens up with the introduction of a little girl named Sulekha, who was called Bholi at home because of her being a simpleton. Simpleton means gullible. And the reason behind it is that when she was 10 months old, she had fallen off the cot on her head, and probably because of this happening, some part of her brain got severely damaged. She remained a backward child and came to be known as Bholi, although her real name was Sulekha, but now she came to be known as Bholi. Just notice how unfortunate the girl was. When she was 2 years old, she had an attack of smallpox, resulting in the deformation of her entire body, except her eyes, with deep black pock marks. So now she looked very ugly. On the top of it, till the age of 5 years, she couldn't learn to speak. And eventually, when she did learn how to speak, she used to stammer. So this way, she was always made a target by others. Children used to laugh at her, used to mimic her. Therefore, she always preferred to remain quiet. She talked very little. Her father, Mr. Ramlal, was a Nambardar. Nambardar is actually a title that is given to a very wealthy landlord who has great tracts of land. So Mr. Ramlal, Bholi's father, was a very prosperous landlord. He had 7 children, 3 sons and 4 daughters. He had already sent all of his 3 sons to the city to study initially at schools and later in colleges. Mr. Ramlal was not the least worried about the marriages of his 3 daughters, Radha, Mangla and Champa, since they all were good looking and quite healthy. He was always worried about his 4th daughter, who was the youngest of his 7 children, Bholi, since she had neither good looks nor intelligence. He was always afraid she might remain unmarried throughout her life. So this way, years rolled by. And when Bholi was 7 years old, in the same year, a primary school for girls was opened in their village. The Tehsildar Sahib came to perform its opening ceremony. He told Ramlal that as Ramlal was the revenue official, he was the representative of the government in the village. So he must set an example among the villagers by sending his daughters to the school first. So at the same night, Ramlal consulted his wife over the same issue. As he didn't have the courage to disobey the order of the Tehsildar Sahib, his wife grew horrified at the idea of sending the daughters to school because she was a very narrow-minded, orthodox type of lady. And in her opinion, if girls were sent to school, then no one would be easily ready to marry them. Their life would be totally spoiled. So now it was decided that they would send Bholi to school, as there was already little chance of her getting married. They would send her to the school. The very next day, Ramlal took Bholi to the school and handed her over to the headmistress. The headmistress took Bholi to one of the classrooms and made her sit in a corner. So at this school, Bholi found her teacher to be a very gentle, very good lady who motivated her to be a learned and confident person. So far we have read in this lesson, and the rest part of the lesson I will read and explain to you in this recorded session. So let's start now. So now students, open your book at page number 58 from the top of the page. Yes, it will be very easy. You just come to school every day. Will you come? So Bholi's teacher assured her fully about her being able to speak without the slightest stammer. But if she would go to school regularly. Then she asked Bholi whether she would go to school regularly or not. Bholi nodded. So Bholi gave her nod. No, say it aloud. Then the teacher asked her to speak it aloud. Then Bholi started stammering, yes. And Bholi herself was astonished. Astonished means deeply surprised that she had been able to say it. Then Bholi made an attempt to say yes, but she stammered. Eventually, she succeeded in speaking it out, and then she herself got astonished that she was able to speak it. Didn't I tell you? मैंने कहा था ना? Now take this book. अब ये तुम्हारी book पकड़ो. The book was full of nice pictures, and the pictures were in color. Dog, cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger, and a cow, just like Lakshmi. And with every picture was a word in big black letters. So, the book that her teacher gave her was full of nice, colorful pictures. And the pictures were of the dog, cat, goat, horse, parrot, tiger, and a cow, exactly looking like their Lakshmi. And with every picture, something was written in big black letters that she couldn't understand at all. In 1 month, you will be able to read this book. Then I will give you a bigger book, then a still bigger one. In time, you will be more learned than anyone else in the village. Then no one will ever be able to laugh at you. People will listen to you with respect, and you will be able to speak without the slightest stammer. Understand? Now go home and come back early tomorrow morning. Then the teacher told Bholi that in a month's time she would be able to read that book. And thereafter she would give Bholi a bigger book, then a still bigger one, and till the time she would be more learned than anyone else in the village. Then no one would ever laugh at her. People would come to listen to her, and they would learn to respect her. And she would be able to speak quite clearly like anyone, even without the slightest stammer. Saying all this to Bholi, the teacher asked her to go home and come to school back next day early in the morning. Bholi felt as if suddenly all the bells in the village temple were ringing, and the trees in front of the schoolhouse had blossomed into big red flowers. Her heart was throbbing. Throbbing means beating with a new hope and a new life. So ये सब कुछ सुनकर भोली बहुत होपफुल हो जाती है और उसे ऐसा फील होने लगता है जैसे मानो स्कूल के जस्ट सामने जो वो बड़ा सा पेड़ है वो पूरी तरह खिल उठा है विद इट्स रेड फ्लावर्स, और मानो ऐसे जैसे उस गांव के मंदिर में जितनी भी बेल्स हैं वो एक साथ मानो बजने लगी हूं और उसका हार्ट जो है वो बहुत जोर जोर से बीट करने लगता है विद अ न्यू होप एंड अ न्यू लाइफ. Thus the years passed. The village became a small town. The little primary school became a high school. There were now a cinema under a tin shed and a cotton ginning mill. The mail train began to stop at their railway station. So Bholi continued to go to school, and this way years rolled by. Now their village had become a town. A few changes had taken place there, like the primary school where Bholi was educated was now a high school. A cinema had also opened that used to run under the tin shed. A cotton refining mill had also opened there. Apart from this, the mail train used to stop at the railway station of their town. One night after dinner, Ramlal said to his wife, "Then shall I accept Bishambar's proposal?" Then, one night after having his dinner, Ramlal asked his wife whether he should accept the marriage proposal of Bishambar Nath for Bholi or not. Yes, certainly, his wife said. Bholi will be lucky to get such a well-to-do bridegroom. A big shop, a house of his own, and I hear several thousand in the bank. Moreover, he is not asking for any dowry. So, Ramlal's wife replied in affirmation by saying certainly he should accept Bishambar Nath's marriage proposal for Bholi, as Bholi would be quite lucky to get such a wealthy bridegroom. As Bishambar Nath had a big shop, a personal house, and even several thousand rupees at bank. On the top of it, he was not demanding for any dowry. That is right, but he's not so young. You know, almost the same age as I am. And he also limps. Moreover, the children from his first wife are quite grown up. So, Ramlal, means Bholi's father, though agreed to what his wife had said to him, but he insisted on the fact that Bishambar was not young as well, almost of his own age. Moreover, he used to limp. Limp means to walk unsteadily. Additionally, the children of his first wife were now quite grown up. So what does it matter? His wife replied, 45 or 50. It is no great age for a man. We are lucky that he is from another village and does not know about her pockmarks and her lack of sense. If we don't accept this proposal, she may remain unmarried all her life. तो भोली की मदर बोली, तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है, चाहे एज 45 हो या फिर 50 हो, एक आदमी के लिए कोई बहुत ज्यादा एज नहीं है. हम बहुत लकी हैं, बहुत फॉर्चुनेट हैं कि वो पर्सन इस गांव से बिलोंग नहीं करता है, दूसरे गांव का रहने वाला है, बिशंबर नाथ. और इसके अलावा उसे बिल्कुल नॉलेज नहीं है क्योंकि वो दूसरे गांव से बिलोंग करता है. देयरफॉर ही डजंट हैव एनी आइडिया अबाउट भोलीज पॉकमार्क्स एंड लैक ऑफ सेंस. और इसके अलावा अगर हम इस मैरिज प्रपोजल को एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते हैं तो मुझे डर है, भोली की मदर कहती है, मुझे डर है कि कहीं भोली पूरी लाइफ अनमैरिड ना रह जाए. Yes, but I wonder what Bholi will say. So Ramlal, though agreed to what his wife had said, but he wanted to know Bholi's opinion as well. What will that witless one say? She is like a dumb cow. So here, Bholi's mother said what that foolish girl would say as she was a dumb cow. So in Bholi's mother's opinion, Bholi was a foolish girl and she would not be able to say anything about this matter as she was a dumb cow. Maybe you are right, muttered Ramlal. Then Ramlal fully agreed to her point of view, his wife's point of view. और वो बोलता है, शायद तुम सही कह रही हो. In the other corner of the courtyard, Bholi lay awake on her cot, listening to her parents' whispered conversation. तो घर के उसी आंगन में एक कोने में भोली अपनी कॉट पर लेटी हुई थी, जाग रही थी, सोई नहीं थी, और जो भी बातचीत उसके मम्मी पापा के बीच चल रही थी उसे लेकर वो सब सुन रही थी. She knew everything what was going on there. Okay. Bishambar Nath was a well-to-do grocer. He came with a big party of friends and relations with him for the wedding. A brass band playing a popular tune from an Indian film headed the procession, with the bridegroom riding a decorated horse. Ramlal was overjoyed to see such pomp and splendor. He had never dreamt that his fourth daughter would have such a grand wedding. Bhuli's elder sisters, who had come for the occasion, were envious. Envious means jealous of her luck. So, as Bishambar Nath was a very prosperous grocer, and therefore he came with a big group of friends and relatives on the day of the wedding. The bandsmen were playing a popular tune of some song of that time, and they were heading the wedding procession. The bridegroom was riding on a horse. Ramlal was really very elated to see such pomp and show. He had never imagined that his youngest daughter Bholi would have such a grand wedding. Bhuli's elder sisters, Radha, Mangla, and Champa, who had come for the occasion, were feeling jealous of Bholi's luck. When the auspicious moment came, auspicious means religiously favorable, very important. Moment came, the priest said, "Bring the bride." जब वो शुभ मुहूर्त आया मैरिज का, तो प्रीस्ट बोला कि ब्राइड को लेके आओ. Bholi, clad in a red silken bridal dress, was led to the bride's place near the sacred fire. तो भोली जिसने रेड कलर की सिल्क की ब्राइडल ड्रेस पहन रखी थी, उसे लाया गया और सैक्रेड फायर के पास बैठा दिया गया. गार्लैंड द ब्राइड, वन ऑफ हिज फ्रेंड्स प्रॉम्प्टेड बिशंबर नाथ. बिशंबर नाथ का एक फ्रेंड जो कि उसके बिल्कुल पास में खड़ा हुआ था, वो उससे कहता है कि नाउ गार्लैंड द ब्राइड. द ब्राइड ग्रूम लिफ्टेड द गार्लैंड ऑफ येलो मैरीगोल्ड्स. वहीं रखी हुई येलो मैरीगोल्ड्स की एक गार्लैंड ब्राइड ग्रूम ने उठाई, यानी कि बिशंबर नाथ ने उठाई. अ वुमन स्लिप्ड बैक द सिल्कन वेल फ्रॉम द ब्राइड्स फेस. एक लेडी आई और भोली के सर पर रखे हुए वेल को थोड़ा पीछे सरकाया ताकि बिशंबर नाथ ब्राइड की शक्ल देख सके, उसके फेस को देख सके. बिशंबर टुक अ क्विक ग्लैंस. बिशंबर ने क्विक ग्लैंस में उस लड़की को देखा, उसके फेस को देखा. द गार्लैंड remained poised in his hands, and the garland that he was holding in his hands, it remained poised. Poised means constant in his hands. The bride slowly pulled down the veil over her face, and the bride Bholi, understanding the whole situation, she pulled her veil again over her face. उसने वापस से अपना फेस कवर कर लिया अपने वेल से. वो समझ गई कि इसने मेरा फेस देख लिया, उसके बाद घबरा गया. Have you seen her? Said Bishambar to the friend next to him. She has pock marks on her face. So, having been deeply shocked, Bishambar Nath asked one of his friends standing next to him if he also had seen the face of the bride, as Bholi, that is the bride, had very ugly pock marks on her face. तो उसने अपने पास में खड़े हुए दोस्त से पूछा, क्या तुमने ब्राइड का फेस देखा? इसके चेहरे पे बहुत ही गंदे पॉक मार्क्स हैं. So what? You are not young either. His friend said, so what did it matter, as he too was not young as well? Maybe, but if I am to marry her, her father must give me 5,000 rupees. Bishambar replied him that it might be true that he was not young, but if he married the girl, her father would have to give him 5,000 rupees first. Ramlal went and placed his turban, his honor, at Bishambar's feet. Do not humiliate me so. Humiliate means insult. Take 2,000 rupees. So, hearing all this, whatever the bridegroom had said, Ramlal became worried. He went to him and placed his turban, which was his honor, at the feet of Bishambar Nath, and requested him not to insult him so much and take 2,000 rupees. No, 5,000, or we will go back. Keep your daughter. However, Bishambar Nath insisted on having 5,000 rupees first before marrying his daughter, and further threatened him to go back without the marriage. Be a little considerate. Considerate means reasonable. Please, if you go back, I can never show my face in the village. Then Bhuli's father said to बिशंबरनाथ कि थोड़ा रीजनेबल इंसान बनो. अगर आप आज इस तरह चले गए तो उसके बाद मैं पूरे गांव में कभी अपना फेस दिखाने लायक नहीं रहूंगा. देन आउट विद 5,000. तो ये सुनकर के बिशंबरनाथ बोला तो अच्छी बात है ना, तो जाओ और फटाफट 5,000 रुपए लेके आओ, 5,000 रुपीज के साथ वापस आओ. Tears streaming down his face, Ramlal went in, opened the safe and counted out the notes. He placed the bundle at the bridegroom's feet. While crying, Ramlal went in, opened the safe, counted 5,000 rupees, made its bundle and placed it at Bishambarnath's feet. On Bishambar's greedy face appeared a triumphant smile. बिशंबरनाथ के लालची चेहरे पर अब एक विक्टोरियस स्माइल साफ दिखाई दे रही थी. ही हैड गैम्बल्ड एंड वन. उसने एक दाव खेला और वो जीत गया. गिव मी द गार्लैंड, ही अनाउंस्ड. देन ही आस्क्ड टू गिव हिम अ गार्लैंड. Once again the veil was slipped back from the bride's face, but this time her eyes were not downcast. Downcast means looking downwards. She was looking up, looking straight at her prospective husband, and in her eyes there was neither anger nor hate, only cold contempt. Contempt means full of insult. एक बार फिर से लेडी आई कोई पीछे से और भूली के सर पर रखी हुए वेल को पीछे सरकाया. लेकिन इस बार भूली नीचे नहीं देख रही थी. वो सीधे बिल्कुल स्ट्रेट अपने होने वाले हस्बैंड की आंखों में आंखें डालकर देख रही थी. उसकी आंखों में ना तो कोई गुस्से का एक्सप्रेशन था, ना ही कोई हेट्रेड का एक्सप्रेशन था. शी वॉज जस्ट लुकिंग एट बिशंबरनाथ्स फेस विद एन इंसल्टिंग एक्सप्रेशन. ठीक है. Bishambar raised the garland to place it round the bride's neck, but before he could do so, Bholi's hand struck out like a streak of lightning and the garland was flung into the fire. She got up and threw away the veil. So when Bishambar Nath picked the garland up and was about to place it around Bholi's neck, in the meantime, Bholi's hand came out of her veil like a streak of lightning and struck the garland. The garland fell into the sacred fire. Now, Bholi got up and threw her veil away. Pitaji, said Bholi in a clear, loud voice, and her father, mother, sisters, brothers, relations, and neighbors were startled. Startled means deeply shocked to hear her speak without even the slightest stammer. Bholi, said Pitaji in a clear voice, even without the slightest stammer. And hearing her speak this way, everyone got shocked. Pitaji, take back your money. I'm not going to marry this man. So Bholi asked Ramlal to take his money back as she had decided not to marry Bishambar Nath. Ramlal was thunderstruck. The guests began to whisper, so shameless, so ugly, and so shameless. So hearing Bholi say this, Ramlal got deeply shocked. Hearing Bholi say this, Ramlal got deeply shocked as all the guests had started whispering, calling Bholi quite ugly and shameless. Bholi, आर यू क्रेजी? शाउटेड रामलाल. रामलाल को बहुत तेज गुस्सा आया और वो बोला, भोली क्या तुम पागल हो? यू वॉन्ट टू डिस्ग्रेस योर फैमिली? क्या तुम अपने परिवार को इस तरह इंसल्ट करना चाहती हो, अपने परिवार की बेइज्जती करना चाहती हो? हैव सम रिगार्ड फॉर आवर इज्जत. थोड़ी तो परवाह करो हमारी इज्जत की, हमारे ऑनर की. फॉर द सेक ऑफ योर इज्जत, सेड भोली, आई वॉज विलिंग टू मैरी दिस लेम ओल्ड मैन. सिर्फ आपकी इज्जत की खातिर ही तो पिताजी मैं इस बूढ़े और लेम पर्सन से शादी करने के लिए एग्री कर चुकी थी. बट आई विल नॉट हैव सच अ मीन, ग्रीडी एंड कंटेम्प्टेबल कावर्ड एज माई हस्बैंड. लेकिन मैं ऐसे मीन यानी कि बहुत ही ज्यादा मतलबी, लालची, और कंटेम्प्टेबल मीन्स अ पर्सन हु डिजर्व्स टू बी हेटेड, ओनली हेटेड। तो मैं ऐसे इंसान से हरगिज शादी नहीं कर सकती, उसे अपने हस्बैंड के रूप में एक्सेप्ट नहीं कर सकती। आई वॉन्ट, आई वॉन्ट, आई वॉन्ट, नहीं करूंगी एक्सेप्ट, नहीं करूंगी एक्सेप्ट, नहीं करूंगी एक्सेप्ट। व्हाट अ शेमलेस गर्ल, कितनी बेशर्म लड़की है। वी ऑल थॉट शी वॉज अ हार्मलेस डम काउ, हमने तो हमेशा से इसे समझा था कि एक बहुत ही हार्मलेस टाइप की डम काउ है, एक गूंगी गाय जैसी लड़की है। भोली turned violently on the old woman. Yes, auntie, you are right. You all thought I was a dumb driven cow. That is why you wanted to hand me over to this heartless creature. But now the dumb cow, the stammering fool, is speaking. Do you want to hear more? So, hearing it, Bholi turned towards an old woman who had said this. Okay. She told the lady that all of them had always considered Bholi to be a dumb driven cow, whom they all were going to hand over to a heartless man like Bishambarnath. But now she could tolerate no more, as she was no more a stammering fool. Bishambarnath, the grocer, started to go back with his party. The confused bandsman thought this was the end of the ceremony and struck up a closing song. So, understanding the whole situation completely, Bishambarnath started to go back to his home with all his friends and relatives. The bandsmen got confused seeing the drama. They thought that probably the wedding ceremony had completed. The groom was taking the bride to his home, so they started to play a farewell tune. Ramlal stood rooted to the ground, his head bowed low with the weight of grief and shame. So, after everyone had gone, Ramlal was badly shocked and pained. He stood rooted to the ground with his head down, as he was overcome with grief and shame. The flames of the sacred fire slowly died down. Everyone was gone. Ramlal turned to Bholi and said, "But what about you? No one will ever marry you now. What will we do with you?" Then Ramlal um, रामलाल बहुत दुखी था। अच्छा, जब वहां से सारे गेस्ट जा चुके थे, सो क्या हुआ, द फ्लेम्स ऑफ द सेक्रेड फायर हैड ऑल्सो डाइड डाउन। रामलाल जो है अपनी बेटी भोली के पास गया और उससे बोला कि बेटा अब तुम्हारा क्या होगा, तुमसे कोई शादी नहीं करेगा, हम तुम्हारा क्या करें। एंड सुलेखा said in a clear voice that was and Sulekha said in a voice that was calm and steady, "Don't worry, Pitaji. In your old age, I will serve you and mother, and I will teach in the same school where I learned so much. Isn't that right, ma'am?" Then Sulekha, who was no more Bholi, said in a clear and calm voice, "Father, please don't worry. I will stay with you and take care of you and Ma in your old age and teach in the same school from where I got so much to learn." Then she asked her teacher, who was standing nearby, whether she was right or not. She asked her teacher, who was also standing there, whether she was right or not. The teacher had all along stood in a corner watching the drama. "Yes, Bholi, of course," she replied, and in her smiling eyes was the light of a deep satisfaction that an artist feels when contemplating means pondering over the completion of her masterpiece. So during the whole drama, the teacher was also standing in a corner and watching it all. Okay, and she gave her consent. और मैडम की आंखों में, भोली की टीचर की आंखों में एक सेटिस्फैक्शन की फीलिंग दिखाई दे रही थी, बिल्कुल उसी तरह जिस तरह एक कारीगर अपना मास्टरपीस कंप्लीट करने के बाद उसे बहुत ही सेटिस्फैक्टरी निगाहों से देख रहा होता है, तो जिस कदर उसकी आंखों में एक खुशी होती है, बिल्कुल वैसे ही टीचर पूरी सेटिस्फाइड होकर, बहुत खुश होकर अपनी स्टूडेंट को यानी भोली को देख रही थी। और उसने कहा, "हाँ बेटा।" You are right. So students, now the lesson has ended and I hope you all have understood. Thanks for watching the video. May you all have a good day ahead.